Here's the second part of the video. I've put the inner in now, and I just want to go through a little bit more on the outside before we go inside. But I replaced the main guys with a 3mm Dyneema rather than 2.5, because I'd read that sometimes 2.5 can slip through mini line locks when wet. I've also taken with me a spare pole which weighs 70 grams, just in case one of the trekking poles snapped, but also it allows me to effectively pull the fly sheet pretty taut, and I use that on the windward side and then just peg it down there. And if we go round here, you can see that there is a pretty substantial gap there between the fly sheet and the inner masses of room, so shouldn't ever be any problem with condensation touching the inner tent. Now, the inner tent, sometimes a bit difficult to film these, but we've basically got a semi-solid inner, so we've got a solid up to about here, and then mesh here, and on a J-zip. Ideally it would be a T-zip, but it is a J-zip on both sides. The pole is not, trekking poles are not in the way of the doors, which is good, so it doesn't obstruct you getting in. And if I sit down here on the sleeping mat, you'll see there's a lot of room. So from where the inner tent begins, and if I point where the pegging point is over there, you've got about a metre that way, and going across here 2.1 meters, and the inner from here across there is 80 centimeters, and obviously the length is to 10 centimeters or 2.1 meters. Plenty of room again for sitting up. It's easy because I'm not a particularly tall chap, but even someone pretty tall would fit in here fine. There's a couple of clips here, and I've stuck some Dyneema for a drying line there. And if we go round here, we've probably got, the mat slipped down a little bit, but we've probably got about 30 centimeters of space on the foot area as well. And we can swing around here, and you can see that there's another vestibule here, or porch area, same size. So we can store all of our gear in here, bulky gear outside, or cook in here. If the wind changes, we can put our bulky gear and cook on the other side. In terms of the weight of the tent is, the fly is about 650 grams, the inner is about 400 grams, and that's about it. So it's a very roomy tent for just over a kilo, and I've used this now for, I'd say, 6 nights now. One night initially pitched up in the field at home like this, and then 5 nights in the Lake District. Very, very livable, very nice tent. I'm really happy with this at the moment. Not being able to test it in any severe weather, but Henry Shies told me on the phone he reckoned it was a true 4-season tent. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And of course you do have the option, as I showed earlier on, of taking the inner out and getting 2 mats, 2 people in there, no problem, or 1 person with a load of space. Could be used in the winter, assuming that it's a 4-season tent, but no reason to suggest it won't be. You can get a really taut pitch on this, so I think it'll live up to my expectations. I think possibly the only one that might be slightly stronger in the Tarptent range is the Scarp 1, but it'll be interesting to see how it performs. That's about it. Bye for now.